performance. Kickoff tonight in North Carolina at 7 o'clock. Here in Jacksonville, high school teams move into Week 9 with a collision of two strong offenses.
Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Attention.
They are not ready for prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime prime time.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
And then he couldn't fire his glutes later.
Matt Hayes.
I'm not running over the Barnett Tower and heaving myself off.
And Leon Searcy.
Now, you come across that middle, you better have some meat on your bone.
How you like me now? How you like me
Friday. Oh, I know you guys like Friday. We are ready to go on to XL Primetime. The Friday show, always fun. We've got our head coach, Dave Campo. After a what would you call it? An encore performance yesterday on a Thursday. He pops back in. We got Matty back from Boise. We'll find out about that story with USA Today Sports that he was doing on Ask Chinchenti. And we got a lot of college ball games to look at. We can sift through a ton of possibilities, as we will call it, maybe upset Saturday tomorrow as we get it going. Big Search ready to roll. I don't know exactly what we can expect from these Jacksonville Jaguars after losing the way they did to the Chicago Bears. But they got to put the suit on, don't they? They got to uni up.
They do. They get another opportunity. There's one thing about the NFL. It does matter how poorly you play in the week, but you get another opportunity to redeem yourself. They got an opportunity to redeem themselves. And I know everybody's 1-5 sucks. Okay,
it do.
2-5 doesn't suck as bad. So let's see.
Man, that is some serious rationale right there.
That's all you can do, honestly.
That's all you can do.
Let me ask you this. How difficult is it as a player when, like, these guys know they suck right now?
Yeah.
How difficult is it as a player to put that uniform on every Sunday when you know, you got problems?
Let me say this with Matt Hayes.
All right, you've never been there.
No. I'm saying players never think they suck. All right?
Right.
They never say that, hey, we suck, what's the use or whatever. Players sincerely believe that if they're given another opportunity to play, that they can play better.
Right.
All right?
Right.
Now, whether it be lunacy or right or wrong,
right.
That's what the NFL gives you. It gives you that opportunity.
And listen, Matt, also, it depends on how good a con man the coaching staff is.
Yeah, because you know what you're doing?
Oil.
You're back in that either film room, tape room, whatever, trying to figure out how not to lose your job, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone's looking around like, wait a minute, I'm on watch. They may get rid of me to solve their problem.
I got this. The coaches have got a better chance of going than the players do. To be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, because you can't fire the team.
Well, Coach, they know at this point, the coaching staff knows at this point in time that they're not dealing with sirloin. They know they're not dealing with sirloin. After 6 games, they know they got cube steak. All right, they don't have. There's no ribeye, but they've got to make do with what they got to make do with what they have at the table. So
listen. I got sued by a guy after us losing a game that I thought was going to be the end of our career.
Right.
In Dallas, and we made it through it, and I made it through it.
What was that lawsuit?
Huh? Well, I got in a little argument in the
I love hearing
in the parking lot.
Yeah.
After a ball game, and it was a game I felt we needed to win.
Mm-hmm.
It was Barry Switzer, 1990. I guess it was 96, 97 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But Barry, I knew if we lost this ball game, there was a good chance they were going to let him go.
Right.
And Troy threw an interception on the first drive down to the 5-yard line, and then threw an interception on the second drive down to the 10-yard line, and they end up beating us like 17-14. So I'm going out to the parking lot, and some guy questioned my ability to coach.
Oh no!
And
was his name?
It turned out that the guy was a bouncer for a very important man in Dallas, carrying a gun. Oh. And I got into an argument with him, which almost turned into a fight. And a cop stopped it, and then about a week later, I got a summons. I got accused of verbal assault.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Of the guy.
This is beautiful.
Now, the guy ended up, because he was trying to get the Cowboys for money, he ended up dropping the suit. But that's what the coaches feel. They know it's coming down to the end. And by the way, he got fired, but I didn't.
So the bouncer got bounced because I'm thinking this is almost like 3 decades before Jerry Jones was taking on the radio guys earlier this week, where he was going after their job.
Right. He got your Paisan up a little bit, that guy, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't doubt it. None of us doubt it, right? All right, real quick.
I don't doubt that at all.
Before we get in, we're going to get into this Jag game. Last night, I thought I was watching some old college football when I saw Spencer Rattler v. Bo Nix, but it was a beatdown by the Broncos against the New Orleans Saints. And Bo Nix and company, well, that whole team took care of business against an undermanned New Orleans Saints team. But, Matty, back from Boise with the story on Ashton Jeanty. You tell everybody how they'll be able to find it at USA Today Sports, but also we're dying to know the cat was born in Jacksonville, and
born in Jacksonville, lived about 7 years here.
Yeah,
and then his Army family, born in NAS Jacks actually.
Very
NAS
cool.
Jacks, so yeah, really cool. Then moved to Virginia, and moved to another spot in Virginia, another base in Virginia. We went overseas, stayed there overseas for few years, then came back to Texas, and away he went.
Yeah.
Away he went. Senior year in high school, had 41 touchdowns.
His numbers are crazy.
Yeah, and his numbers are crazy right now. He's averaging this is a phenomenal stat right here. He's averaging 10, 8 a carry.
Yeah.
He's averaging, you ready for this? He has 764, I think it is 760. No, it's 900-something yards after the first initial contact.
After contact?
So those 900 yards are good for 4th in the nation.
Oh, that's wild.
That's how crazy his season has been. And they've been sitting him.
Yeah.
They've been sitting because they don't want to get him hurt, and they're up big, and there's no need to. There's no need to play him.
I don't think people in this country know how good Boise is because I even, of course, I coached there, but I would have never thought. I heard that Washington State people talking about we're pretty darn good up there because we're 5-1 and we lost to a very, very good Boise team.
Exactly.
I never thought I'd ever hear that before.
Oregon needed 2 kick returns for a touchdown and a last-second field goal to beat
Almost lost
to beat them by 3.
Exactly. Almost lost to them and got
At
run
home.
on. Yeah, got run on them by Ashton Jeanty. So, all right, so we got all sorts of things to get into. As a matter of fact, when you talk college football, third Saturday in October, you got so much to play for, and you also have some teams. You got a lot of teams that are off. 5 out of the top 25 are off this week, but we got 4 of the top 11 going toe-to-toe. Georgia, Texas, Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee. That could be an elimination game. We talked about it yesterday. In a lot of ways, it could be. And we got all the other ones, Miami and Louisville, as we get into that game. Those are going to be our 3 picks as we get into our 6-pack of picks coming up a little bit later on. So we will definitely dive into that. So just one thing that you're thinking or looking for heading into this game, Jags v. Patriots. Both of them are bad. Both of them have worries in a lot of spots. This football team, I did my preview. You guys can go to X and Instagram and Facebook and find it, but I did my preview with Florida Home AC, just breaking everything down. And Drake May made some plays last week with his legs and with his arm. Threw for scores, connected with Demario Douglas, which is a former Mandarin High star right here. He was at Mandarin when they were just running things back in the day, him and Carson Beck and company. But anyway, Demario Douglas, very, very good player. And there's not a lot else that maybe you can point to with New England, but they did get to C.J. Stroud in that game. And Trevor, we know, got to this last game, 4 sacks. One thing you think you might be looking for as a storyline.
As a storyline for the Jags? You mean something that they need to do that they need to quit doing?
Yeah.
This dumb football. I mean, it's as simple as that. And when I mean by dumb football, I'm talking about illegal procedures in crucial moments, holding calls in crucial moments, breakdowns in coverage, missed tackles, busted assignments, all that kind of stuff. I mean, all that is mental. All that is mental anguish on why this team is where it is right is because they just play a lot of dumb football, to be quite honest with you.
Matt?
I mean, look, at the end of the day, especially in the last, 3-4 games, they can't stop anybody. They can't stop anybody when it matters either. So, I mean, at some point, and I don't know, for some reason, this has not been the foundation of this franchise, and we've talked about this now over and over. I don't know why the whole idea isn't protect the quarterback, affect the quarterback. That's what it's all about in the NFL. It's what it's all about in college football. It's what it's all about in high school. It's what it's all about in football, period. That's how you win games in football. And they've done everything but do that. They're not affecting the quarterback. They protected Trevor better in the last couple weeks. He's played well. Now the receivers aren't catching the ball. If it's not one thing, it's another with them. It's like if it's one thing gets fixed, then another thing shows up that's poor, and that affects the thing that you just fixed.
And they're not.
So the pass rush is killing the secondary right now. Absolutely killing those guys. You cannot ask any secondary. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you have Pro Bowl guys back there, and Dave can talk about this. You give guys more time to run around out there, they are going to get open. Period.
Yeah. They're going to make you look
so
bad.
If you don't get a pass rush, you don't affect the quarterback, you're going to die out there.
Like right now, Coach Ronald Darby's saying, I'm looking as bad as I possibly
little help,
could
fellas.
look.
Right, yeah.
Give me some help. And he's looking bad on his own, but pass rush would help, that's for sure.
Well, there's no question that Matt's correct and Leon's correct. The thing that's most interesting to me is all they've talked about this week after us kicking Cisco's tail, biggest critic, me,
right.
All they're talking about is what we need to do is play hard. Well, obviously, I guess Cisco saw some things that might be correct. Play hard, play hard, play hard. I heard Nielsen say it 6 times in one press conference.
It's want. I keep saying that. It's about want and will. That's what football is,
well,
man.
It always has been. It really is.
And so that's got to be a factor. And then, obviously, the execution. But you know how I feel about some of the substitution issues they've had on defense has been when quarterbacks scramble, they haven't had enough speed on the field to make – and then that's why Darby gets holding penalties because the quarterback's out on the perimeter and guys are changing their routes all over the place.
Yeah, it's 100% on Nielsen's scheme that has cost them a lot of big plays, and then it does come down to the actual personnel. They got to do their job. But they did almost a jailhouse break. They sent numbers after Caleb on one of those plays where he took off and scrambled. They probably had 6 trying to get to him, and they were all trying to hunt him down. Well, no one, and then everyone else's back is to him trying to cover the receiver, and then he just skates off for 20-plus yards. So that's where they're at. The number of drops right now is at 8, but there were 3 of them that were legitimately in the end zone the other day, which drives you crazy. 4 in the end zone? 4. Well, it's so funny because
let's not hold back. They dropped 4 touchdown passes.
Yeah, but it is so funny. Everyone said, how many could Trevor have thrown? Well, there were at least 2 of them on that one drive, maybe even 3 on that one drive. That would have only counted for 1 touchdown.
Right.
But you get my point. So 19 for the Cleveland Browns. They're at the top with the most drops. They've got problems, all sorts of problems. Jacksonville is actually middle of the pack, if you can believe it.
You just said the Cleveland Browns have all sorts of problems. They came in here and won.
Yeah, they did.
What does that say about this franchise?
Okay, here's another one. This team has failed to score 21 points 5 of 6 times. That is a major problem. Okay,
is that not good?
Yeah, with a dynamic quarterback, a first-round draft pick at wide receiver, Evan Ingram, well, we can't really count him because he just barely got back, but you guys get my point. And Doug Peterson considered a gifted offensive mind. 21 points one time. Or more than that, actually, but you know what I'm saying. 5 of 6 games, they have not scored.
And maybe the best rookie receiver in the league.
Yeah.
You can easily make that argument.
Oh, easily, yes. Yeah. Now, with neighbors being hurt, yeah.
All right, so we got all that to get into. So I got a bold fact to throw at you guys coming up here in just a second on that subject, which we will do. We will get into all these college football games. We got our picks. We got our head coach hanging out with us. It's XL Primetime on a Florida Home AC Friday.
Uncover what you might have missed.
He's quick. He's got great hands. He finds the gaps.
Dandy Foods Post-Game Monday.
And most importantly, he moves the chains.
Expert analysis of Sunday's game all day. Post-Game Monday. Brought to you by Dandy Foods on 1010XL.
Hey everybody, Jennifer Marion with Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville here to say hello, and we'd sure like to have your business.
You know what? They're going to love the king of price.
My dad believes in making great deals and having a great selection in stock.
Cadillac XT4s, XT5s, and XT6s, and Escalades.
The all-electric Cadillac Lyriq.
CT4s and CT5s.
Cadillac luxury and selection is just waiting for you.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
And don't forget, tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Mia here. You know what I've learned? If your team is losing, you can make yourself a winner with MyBookie. Bet against your team if you have to, if it's going to score you a payout. This weekend, there's a ton of great games once again. Saturday night, Kentucky travels to the Swamp to face the Gators. And Sunday morning, oh boy, your favorite team is a 5.5-point favorite over the Patriots with a rookie quarterback. I think they can cover it. Do you? It doesn't stop there. Sunday afternoon, you have Lions-Vikings, Texans-Packers, and a Super Bowl rematch between the Chiefs and the 49ers. Then the most bet-on game of the day is Sunday Night Football. The Jets Jets take on the Steelers in Pittsburgh with a 38.5-point total. Give me the under with the Steelers trying to slow the game down. MyBookie still has the double deposit bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit up to $1,000. It's the best deposit sign-up bonus in the industry. Sign up with promo code 1010XL and make yourself a winner with MyBookie.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Need to enhance your home's curb appeal? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Replacing with new stone pavers will transform your driveway into a stunning work of art. Say goodbye to unsightly concrete and hello to beautiful, durable pavers that last for years. Visit Stonecore today and let's beautify your home together. Stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Everything about the game has changed, except for the most important thing. What you have inside. It is what drives the game. It refuses to be ignored. It sweats everything, turns an athlete into a legend. Gatorade, is it in you?
From Gatorade Zero to Gatorade Endurance Formula and Gator Light, there's something for every athlete. Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. It's a win-win. Gatorade, official partner of the NFL.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and GIA-certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $2,300 per ounce and hasn't seen this level in over 13 years. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Pre-Game Friday is brought to you by MyBookie and Dream Finders Homes on 1010XL.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Have you or someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI and all criminal offenses. I've been named the best DUI attorney in the state, and David has been named the best criminal defense lawyer in Jacksonville. In your battle with the justice system, there is only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645.
Share your voice anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Are you serious? Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
I gotta say, you're totally blowing my mind right now.
If you can't call or email, text us. 641-1010.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O.
If you want high-quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
Picture this. It's a dark and stormy night, and your toilet is acting possessed. But fear not, for Duck Duck Rooter is here to exorcise those plumbing demons and banish them to the netherworld. So if you're facing a plumbing horror story straight out of a nightmare, summon the spectral expertise of Duck Duck Rooter. Call 904-862-6769 and bid those plumbing phantoms farewell. Duck Duck Rooter, where we tackle plumbing scares so you don't have to.
Hey, Hicken here with a message from Zero Res. Can you believe they've been cleaning carpets in Jacksonville now for 20 years? Dave Benyon and his family and staff are so grateful of things and appreciate you, their great customers. In fact, October's birthday month for Zero Res. So what are we doing for customers? Just say happy birthday, Zero Res, and we'll give you $50 off. That's $50 off carpet, towel, and grout, upholstery, or area rugs. Zero Res, man. Spell it forwards or backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res. 1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm looking up and I'm seeing a graphic of Georgia and Texas and just how big this game's going to be. And I'm shocked just to see that number. Texas leads the series 4-1. This is just the 6th time these two teams have met.
Not the most recent one, baby.
Yeah, I know, but that's really actually a surprise. That is not that, but I just looked up. I'm like, wait a minute. Texas has that many victories over Georgia. Well, that just happened as Shane Steichen has announced that quarterback Anthony Richardson, coming back from that oblique injury, will start Sunday against the Dolphins. And just take a look at how all that unfolded this past Sunday with Joe Flippin' Flacco. And the Colts are getting a bad Miami team because you're talking about Kyler Huntley coming back with them after their bye week. No Tua, and we'll find out how AR is. But AR, got to protect that body.
Let me tell you something. You know what's so odd? Speaking of the Colts, and this team could conceivably be 5-1 against the division and still be not even close. Not even close to making the playoffs.
Well, I've made this point now. I made this point last week. I cannot make this point again this week with the Jags. But the wild card is wide open. The Bengals struggling mightily.
Bro, you got to get to 9 wins.
Oh, I know that. I'm just saying. I'm not making the point for this team. That's what I'm saying. I just made that clear. Is that
it's 8-3 over the next 11?
No,
that ain't happening.
Think about this though. You've got 3 wild card spots out of 7.
Yeah.
And Jacksonville obviously losing the race to the Houston Texans. But Cincinnati isn't anywhere near where we thought they would be. The Jets aren't near where we thought they would be. Miami's not anywhere near. So a wild card spot, had they won that football game this past week, attainable. Okay?
This has a little tinge of July Joe in it. That's all I'm saying.
No, it's just honestly, I mean, use some common sense here.
Right, well, they're still mathematically in it. Yes, they still are. Yes.
No, my point is that there's crap going on in other spots.
True.
And you can poach a spot. In other words, it's not easy. Everyone thinks it's easier, basically, to win your division than it is to get a wild card spot, right? And this opportunity presented itself to them because of how slow the Bengals started, what's going on up there in New York, what's obviously happening with Miami and Tua. They had an opportunity to at least stay somewhat in the conversation, and they blew it this past week. That's all I'm saying. None of it.
All right. I mean, all right. I mean, they've blown it 5 times this year, actually.
Yeah, but by the way, I originally classified that as this team does not have a prayer anymore, okay? I think they may lose all of them from this point out.
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
hear me now, please.
I'm on that wagon with you.
Yeah,
I'm on that wagon with you. Because only here's why, too, honestly. Only because, and I keep saying this, and I don't think we can ignore it. Look what happened at the end of last year. It's the same team. You have the same mindset from last year as to this year.
They've played
mindset.
They've played 2 sets of 6 ball games to end last year and begin this year, and both of them they're 1-5. That is damning.
Leon, do you see the same thing, the same characteristics from last year?
No, absolutely. I feel there's carryover. And, the only thing I'm hoping is that maybe in reverse of what we did last year, maybe we could do it this year.
Maybe.
1-5.
But then
3.
Matt will just rip you right there for that one.
He'll rip me a new one.
No, I'm just saying, or you just go, and that's it. It's over.
Well,
Make it happen.
Yeah, it honestly has the feeling coming out of that last game like it very well could be over just based on.
Yeah, they don't win here. I mean, I don't. I keep saying this. Somebody's got to get fired. if they don't beat the Patriots, you cannot come back here and say we're going to keep moving. We're going to keep trying to change things. We're going to we just got to play a little harder and we got to be a little more focused on attention to detail. No, because at that point, then you're what? Then you're 2-13 after that in your last 15 games, right?
Well, yeah, because you have had 12 opportunities. You've won so you're 2-10.
2-10, so you're 2-11. You're 2-11.
Yeah.
You showed who you are.
Yeah. Oh.
You are who you are. If you come back after losing to the Patriots, somebody's getting fired on Monday.
Yeah, I guess the worst thing is that after a 1-5 finish, you hardly expected a 1-5 start.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And there are so many things that are going on that are actually correctable, but they're not being corrected.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put it that way. And to be honest with you, we all said it yesterday.
Right.
I still have hope at 1-5.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose this game this weekend, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no way that you come back from that.
And it's over for that staff too, correct?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and
I know you
whether
don't
or
like
not
to say
he'll
that,
pull the
but
trigger,
yeah.
whether or not Schott will pull the trigger on anything, I don't know that. But it really, to be honest with you, at that point right there, you just said it, Matt. You can now, right now, he can go back. I said this yesterday. He can go back and say, look, when I was an assistant at Kansas City, we started 1-5 and we won 10 in a row.
Right.
Well, I believe that this league is so parodied that that this team is still capable, if they do everything right, of beating anybody on any given day.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not they can do that, I don't think they can.
Right.
In other words, I don't think it'll happen that they'll win, 8 or 9 in a row. But if they lose this one, I think it's sayonara.
I feel like we're in a Seinfeld episode right now, and it's Kramer every time. Right now.
Yeah.
Well, every week, that's what we're doing. Yeah. No, it's this one, right?
This one. This is a big one.
Wait, here's the thing about the Jaguars, because I can always remember when I was in the league where I've always made the playoffs, but I'm saying the coaching staff was like, you want to win these last couple of games so it could carry over into the offseason. And I never really understood that. And with the Jaguars, it seemed to be working in reverse. There seems to be some layover from the way they finished last year.
Leading over, bro.
It doesn't make any sense to me because I never believed the notion that you went out, that's going to have carry over in the offseason into next season. But this team, their lackluster performance has carried over from how they finished last year to how they're starting this year.
All right, I got to give you some suck points, okay, because we got to get into this bold fact. But these suck points follow right what you're saying, Leon.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking this stuff up, and I'm saying, oh, wait a minute. New England minus 60 points in scoring differential, minus 60.
Oh yeah,
because they've gotten pantsed a few times, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that immediately should scream, hey, Jags got an opportunity. New England is minus 60. They are 30th in the league. Jacksonville minus 65, 31st in the league.
Wow.
Saucy Nugs.
You want to hear another saucy?
That Bills game really did it, huh?
Oh, it just crushed them. Jacksonville allows, and this is sharp analysis, and they're all over it. Jacksonville allows 8.3 plays per game of 15 yards or more, the most in the National Football League.
Saucy Nugs.
Now, that's Ryan
Wait,
Nielsen.
before you go any further, and he can back me up on this, do you realize how large a number that is?
It's
8 plays of 15 or more.
It's massive. And by the way, all you have to do is look at the click, 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 click that Joey Flacco did. 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards. And when Caleb got going, 10 yards, 15 yards, 3rd and 8, 20-yard gain. It was just nuts. All right, let's hit the bold fact right now, RJ.
Here's a bold fact brought to you by Bold City Brewery, Duval's first craft brewery. Online at boldcitybrewery.com.
And I know that the boys down there at Bold City, they love their Jags just like all of Duval does. This is not easy, okay? This is just straight pain for most of you. But as I always say, when things aren't going well, you can commiserate over a cold one. And so just go on down to Bold City, downtown right there on Bay Street, or hit them in Riverside on Roselle. Great kitchen, great craft, and they just celebrated 16 years of Duval's oldest brewery, so you know they love it. All right, are you ready for this, fellas? Trevor Lawrence is now 0-6 against other number 1 picks. He is 0-6, including the latest, against Caleb Williams. Who are the others?
Who are the others?
Joe Burrow.
All right, let's get a ding.
We're going number 1 overall.
Number 1 overall picks. He is 0-6. He is a number 1 overall pick.
Right.
And he is now 0-6 against other number
not
one.
just quarterbacks.
Against number one
quarterbacks.
And they're quarterbacks. They're quarterbacks.
Oh, okay, okay.
Heck, that would even be a bigger list, Coach, if we did that.
No kidding, because I had a few in my mind.
Well, it's not Bryce, I can tell you that.
Yeah, he's and he didn't even play in that game, unfortunately for him.
Right.
Or he would have a win.
How do I not know this?
You should know this.
Josh Allen's not number 1.
No,
number 2.
I'm trying to going over all the teams right now. It's
1 overall picks.
Mac Jones might be one, right?
No, he wasn't the 1 overall. He was 15th overall.
He was definitely 0-1 against Mac Jones.
By the way, we have seen Mac Jones twice in the first 6 games. I never thought we'd see that.
Right.
Unless it was in mop-up.
See, my head is now with quarterbacks, not number 1 overall.
The other Jones. The Giants Jones.
Nope.
He's not a 1 overall.
He was 6th.
Oh, okay.
All right, just in the interest.
Baker Mayfield.
Boom. Now you're starting to cook. Now you're starting to cook. Baker.
Kyler Murray.
Now we're starting to cook.
All right.
Okay, because Kyler beat him here. Baker beat him down there. What was that, day before Christmas or day after Christmas? Last year, worked him pretty good. I'll just go ahead and finish this off.
Deshaun Watson.
Nope, he was a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
Matthew.
Okay.
Matthew Stafford.
There we go. All right, so we've got them all but one. I'm just going to finish this off. Burrow, Baker, Matt Stafford beat him 37-7 in 2021. Kyler won here 31-19 in 2021. And the other guy, Jared Goff, and they pantsed this football team.
So literally every time he's played a number 1 overall, they got pantsed.
Yeah, that was a 41-14. Now, this is not everything to do with Trevor.
Right.
But it's a lot to do with everything that's bad at this football team.
Yeah.
0-6. That is a hell of a stat. Bold fact right there by Bold City Brewery. It is a Florida Home AC Friday. You guys come hang out with us. Let us know what you think about that one and their chances against the Pats.
Sometimes it's a stunning performance.
3 touchdowns tonight.
Sometimes it's the guy who gets the job done.
He doesn't take a play off.
Listen from a Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game.
He is a difference maker now.
On 1010XL.
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need any special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
Make a crucial catch against colon cancer. Hicken here for the Borland Groover Foundation. If you're 45 or older, the ball is in the red zone to get screened. The key to surviving colon cancer, early detection and prevention. 45 is the new 50. Get screened for colon cancer now. The Borland Groover Foundation is a nonprofit organization devoted to building a healthy and equitable community that is free from colon cancer. Visit BorlandGrooverFoundation.com for more.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. I've been playing and winning with Prize Picks, and you know what? You should too. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with more than 5 million active members. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch your winnings roll in. Think Brian Thomas Jr. will get more than 80.5 yards? Or Jahmyr Gibbs will rush for more than 70.5? Or Justin Herbert will throw it for more than 205.5? It's that simple. Look, Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quickly as 15 minutes. Now, here is the best part. Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy. That means your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code JAX, J-A-X, and get $50 instantly when you play $5. It's all there at Prize Picks. Run your game.
Huddle up at Hurricane Grill and Wings, where every day is game day. Dig into fan-favorite dishes and new shareables, including carne asada loaded fries, hot honey wings, and boom boom sliders. Try new cocktails like the spicy Guavarita and the Red Bullarita, or enjoy bucket specials featuring Miller Lite, Modelo Especial, and High Noon during all pro and college football games. Don't miss out. Grab your friends and family and swing by Hurricane Grill and Wings and see what everyone's cheering about. HurricaneWings.com.
Former Jaguars corner and first-year head football coach at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows, K-12, Aaron Beasley here. Are you looking for an A-rated K-12 school prioritizing academics, arts, and athletics? Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows offers a rigorous curriculum to develop strong minds with an additional focus on growing good hearts. DCSB has been an A school for 8 years, and our tuition is free. Now enrolling. Apply at baymeadowscharter.org.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Joint replacement surgery is always a tough decision, but relief from chronic pain may be just around the corner. Dr. George Barry here, and there's a lot to consider to make sure you get the proper diagnosis and best path back to the range of motion and mobility you had. Age, lifestyle, and overall health all play a part. Let the team at Barry Orthopedics give you a full analysis to help you make the best decision. Log on to BarryOrthopedics.com or call the office to make an appointment. With offices across Jacksonville and ready to help you feel good again, we'll get you back on the road to recovery at Barry Orthopedics.
When you head out for a night with friends or going to the big game, don't forget the best game plan to win the night is to designate a driver and guarantee a safe ride home. Hydrating between buds is the best play you can make. Bud Light, reminding all to drink wiser.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 18, 2009, NFL quarterback Tom Brady threw 5 second-quarter down touchdowns against the Tennessee Titans, setting an NFL record for touchdown passes in 1 quarter.
Roof damage? Call before you claim. Green Law Group, fighting insurance companies for you. They will work for you when you have roof damage. Don't let your insurance deny you. Don't call an adjuster. Call Green Law Group at 904-302-7055. Remember, if Green Law Group before you claim. They've settled millions and will work hard to get your claim. And new roof. Green Law Group. Call before you claim. 904-302-7055.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars' second-round pick, Mason Smith, will see increased opportunity now with the trade of Roy Robertson Harris to Seattle. Smith spoke this week about the trade and his opportunity going forward.
I wish him nothing but the best, man. Like he said, and I've even texted him, just telling him I appreciate you for everything you did for me and, continue to keep going and do your thing. But, it does bring me a good opportunity, just to be able to, get in some third down reps and stuff like that and put myself in a better situation. So, I'm looking forward to it and, I'll do what I can with it and we'll see how it goes.
Jaguars' second-round pick, Mason Smith. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's Florida Home AC Friday on XL Primetime.
Hit the text line with some cool rock requests.
RJ had to work it in for Coach before he gets out. Just give him that good mood music. He likes it. Now, that may not fall into a rock and roll Friday, but Coach is bobbing up and down.
He's dancing right now.
If you're watching on YouTube.
Listen, we make exceptions for Coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
So you can definitely shoot RJ the DJ some good rock and roll. Get you in the mood on a Friday afternoon thanks to Florida Home AC, the official AC provider of your Jacksonville Jaguars. And they keep us cool, that's for sure. Now, we got to get to some picks. We've got big ball games. We have got, as we said, 4 of the top 11 going toe-to-toe. And we could see some carnage tomorrow with maybe LSU's hopes if they lose to Archie. They're a 3-point pick on the road. Talked to Big Vic about this one last night. He thinks he's got that one, but he's worried about A&M up next.
You may see some carnage tonight, brother.
Yeah. Well, tonight you've got some good games.
Well, tonight I was just talking with Dave. You got an Oregon team that's coming off a big game where they're just sucked from momentum. It's a short week. You're on the road against a bad Purdue team that should have won last week against Illinois. That's going to be a little. I bet you that thing gets dicey.
Well, I think the one thing that makes the most sense is that you've seen players get sky high.
Plus, that number's 29.5.
Yeah. Well, they better not lose that game. My God. But they get sky high over a win, and then you got to measure yourself, right? You got to make sure you don't think you're going to be crowned just because you won that one game and forget about the next
young cats, right?
Yeah, absolutely young. Listen, when I was at Miami, whether it be Jimmy or Dennis Erickson, after we played a big team, because listen, you don't have to get motivated when you're playing a big-time team, right? So Coach Johnson or Dennis Erickson didn't have to get us motivated, but it was those small-time teams that we would coach the hardest because they didn't want us to lose the momentum, to lose the focus, and end up with an L. So that's when you stress upon the fact that get your mind into this. Last week is last week.
Yeah.
Take care of business here.
You know, back in the day, you know who Jimmy was the most scared of? We're playing Notre Dame. We're playing Michigan. We're playing all these teams.
Right.
East Carolina. because East Carolina had guys that could run. That's the difference.
And you were their game. It was everything to them.
Absolutely. Speed.
It happens in a hurry when a game starts to slip away from you. You just try and figure things out, and all of a sudden you're in quicksand. You can't get it.
By the way, Knowles play tonight.
Yeah. You ready for this one? FSU is an underdog to Duke for the first time ever.
Wow.
It has never happened before.
Manny's done a great job with Duke.
Yeah. Manny's definitely done a good job.
They're like, which one of these things is not like the other? Florida State's 1-5, Duke's 5-1.
Yeah, it's just nuts. And I might as well throw this saucy out right now before we get to our actual picks. Florida State has faced Duke twice under Norvell, and the Seminoles are 2-0 straight up and against the spread, winning by 18 points at least in both of those games. Florida State has beaten Duke in all 22 meetings that they have met, but they have never been an underdog, and they are.
No.
Saucy Nugs.
So we will find out whether or not.
You know what? They're going to win tonight. Knowles are going in there winning that game.
How about honestly, it's the
I'm
most.
telling you, they are, man.
It's the most wins. I should have made this one of our
no way
anyway.
they're winning that game.
Yeah, they are, man.
FSU over Duke, most wins without a loss by one Power 5 team over another since 1936. So
wait, say that again so everybody can hear it.
FSU is 22-0 against Duke, the most wins without a loss by one current Power 5 team over another since the poll era began in 1936.
That's a saucy nug.
That is crazy. All right.
Saucy nugs.
By the way, I'm telling you, Brock Glenn's a pretty good player.
You've been saying that.
Brock Glenn's a pretty good player, man.
Guess what?
I bet they go in there and win that game.
You've been saying that, and a lot of FSU fans have been saying, what the hell is he talking about?
All right.
That they're saying, what the hell is Hayes talking about? Because he can look okay. And again, there's not a lot of good around him either. But he does
he's not Jordan Travis. You can't measure him against Jordan Travis.
Even if he does win this game tonight, he still does not look like he is a quarterback that can lead you to big wins. He just doesn't right now.
So you're telling me the same Duke team that outran Clemson last year, which
completely different team. They lost a lot of guys in that team.
Okay, all right. I'm just checking because
by the way,
they literally are a completely different team.
They were a decided favorite against North Carolina, and we're in a war with them. All right, let's get to our picks.
They're down 20-0.
Yeah. let's get to our picks. After week 7, Coach is a tidy 24-18, going 4-2 last week. Leon, you're still right there with him. You went 4-2, so you're 23-19. I went 4-2, so I'm 20-22. Matty, a tidy 2-4, as he went
after back-to-back 4-2s.
Yeah, so 15-27 is your record. All right, here we go. Miami at Louisville. Okay, Miami at Louisville. They are a top 6 team in America, and they're only a 4.5-point pick on the road against Louisville. Coach, what say you?
Well, that's a very, very tough pick. But I have to go with my Canes.
All right, you're going Miami. Leon?
Come on, I'm noon kickoff. Here's the thing what I love about Miami, all right? All these games that they've gone on the road, they've been sellouts. People hate us again. I love it so much.
Right.
I absolutely love it. absolutely love it.
Oh,
I'm going with the Canes, baby.
That's a great point. What are the Fighting Brahms up to? I'm going to take Louisville.
Not only am I taking Louisville in the points, I think Louisville's going to win outright. I think the Canes get upset.
Oh.
I think the weeks of living as fortunate sons comes to an end this week, bro.
All right, well, hey, listen.
That's what your mouth say.
Some of the bigs have got to go down. If UCF could cause a problem with the rankings, they could knock off Iowa State.
Tyler Shugg, they're gonna have a problem with Tyler Shugg. They will. If Louisville can protect. Okay.
Yeah, that's a big if.
Yeah. All right, Alabama at Tennessee, 3:30 kick. ABC audience. Alabama giving 3 on the road to Rocky Top. Coach.
Yeah, Alabama concerned me a little bit. And, obviously they're not the same team as they were for the last few years. But I just can't get away from the fact that, well, listen, Tennessee hasn't lit up the place. So I'm going with Alabama.
I try and write Coach's answer in before he officially makes it.
Who you
to
going
see if
with
I'm
now?
right or not.
Alabama.
He went with Alabama. Leon.
Yeah. Well, I agree with Coach. Both teams last week were underwhelming. I mean, Florida, they go for 2 instead of the extra point. We've been having this conversation. And Alabama struggled with South Carolina. So, but listen, out of the 2, I say Alabama's going to turn around. I got Alabama on the road.
All right, I was a little surprised by that because I had already penciled in Tennessee for him. All right, Alabama says, Searcy. I have gone back and forth with this one. This is not an easy one to pick because there are definitely problems in T-Town. I'm gonna take Tennessee.
Wow. I'm going 1's an anomaly, 2's a trend. They lost to a bad team, should have lost to another bad team 2 weeks in a row. All right? And if there's any question, they should have lost to South Carolina in that game. South Carolina gave them that game. I'm going with the Vols. I'm going to take the points, and I still think the Vols are winning outright anyway.
All right, so you're going to take them, and you even have them winning outright?
Yeah, I think this is the week where the teams that were living off dangerously and getting those wins, like the Canes. I think it's a judgment day for those teams.
All right, last one, and this number is a little surprising. We have got Texas, number 1, at home against Georgia, the number 5 team in the country, 7:30 kick, and it is a 4.5-point line.
Listen, I love Texas. I'm in love with Texas.
Hang on, let me confirm that line here. It might be 4. Let me just confirm.
4.5. Okay.
All right.
4.5.
You got 4.5?
Yeah, I got 4.5.
Okay, 4.5. All right, I just want to make sure.
I love Texas. Texas, I am obsessed with them right now with the ability of their quarterbacks and playing at home, and they're really going after it. But I'm taking Georgia because I'll tell you why. This is Texas's first test, in my opinion, against a big dog. And Georgia's still a big dog. They're not as big a dog as they were a year ago and 2 years ago, but they're still a big dog.
Yeah, and we mentioned it earlier. The games they have victories over ranked teams, not that impressive. Michigan and Oklahoma. What you got?
Well, listen, Georgia of years past, I could call them the boogeyman because the defense would suffocate you. Absolutely. Not so much as of late. They don't have the scare tactic like they used to have in the past. I think teams are going to stand. I think Texas is going to stand up to them, and I think they're going to beat them when it's all said.
I'll give you a couple stats.
You're laying the points.
Yes, I'm going with the
real quick.
We got to go real fast.
All right, real quick, I'll make my pick here too. Georgia has 11 sacks this year. 11. Georgia's only forced 5 turnovers this year. So it's not the same defense. But if you're going to give me 4.5 points and the dogs,
yeah, it's tough.
Plus, this is kind of like last stand right now for Kirby. Like, it's starting to get away a little bit. Like, this is it. Like, if you're going to say, all right, we're still who we are, this is your statement game right here. So I'll take the points. And I don't know why I'm saying this, but I think the dogs are going to play really well, and I think they're going to win that game.
Well, Kirby's going to have something for him, but this is all those Georgia fans that have been on our case for not picking him. It's a split here. Hook 'em horns. All right, let's get to the NFL. Let's go with the Houston Texans at Green Bay. 3-point line, Packers favored.
Houston.
All right. That was quick.
Wow.
I like that.
Packers.
All right, you're going Green Bay?
Mm-hmm. Going Green Bay.
I like it. I'm going to go Pack as well.
Jordan Love's playing, correct?
I got burned. Yeah, he's not injured, to my knowledge.
I'm taking the Pack.
All right, so Coach is out there on an island. I almost went there, Coach. I'm like, the hell with that. All right, Detroit at Minnesota. This is an NFC North division that we ain't used to with the records that they've got right now. We're talking about quality through and through. Minnesota giving up 2.5. Coach, how you see it?
Minnesota.
All right, you like Minnie. I feel like Tony Romo right now.
Detroit's my favorite offensive line, bro. They get after it. I'm going with the Vikings.
Okay, you shake me up when you do that. I love it because I'm trying to write down what I think he's going to do. I'm taking Honolulu Blue, okay?
Yeah, I mean, at some point you just got to – we have to admit it. Like, the Vikings are real. They're real.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Darnold's playing well. I don't know how much you even say it. You got to say what is what is, right?
Yep. So you're taking Minnesota.
Vikings. Yeah, I'm taking Vikings.
And honestly, it's a team that the only thing I got question marked is without Aiden Hutchinson, can they apply pressure to Sam Darnold?
That's my question. Is where after they lose here and they don't get pressure on Darnold?
Yeah.
Where do they go to get that in?
All right,
I think the guy that's shown up really well for Minnesota is Grenard.
Yeah.
Grenard is all of a sudden a big time rusher.
Yeah, and he came from Florida to Arizona. Was a good player down there, and then up there. All right, Chiefs Niners Sunday 4:25 kick, a point at home being given by the Niners. What do you like? Coach, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know you don't like San Francisco, but go ahead and pick them.
Kansas City.
Oh, okay. All right. Just trying to shake you up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just trying to see where you're going.
Kansas City. They've won 11 in a row.
Yep.
Going back from last year.
I hate this. I absolutely hate this. I'm start changing some of these games because this is a full slate. I'm thinking Kansas City.
Are you?
Yeah.
Now, typically I will go with the J.J. LaSalva factor of, are you an idiot picking against Mahomes? But I'm gonna take the Niners.
Yeah. It looks like there's a lot of wobble in the Kansas City Chiefs as a whole.
Yeah.
And he has thrown, I think, a half dozen picks. But San Francisco's got their own.
Too many banged up guys over at San Francisco.
Yeah.
Now, they can still run the ball. Those running backs, whoever they are,
Oh, yeah.
one guy's pretty good, but without McCaffrey.
Heck, Jordan Mason went down, and they went and got another guy, which was just nuts. But I got you down for San Francisco.
Yeah.
All right.
Niners, yeah.
All right, our picks are in. Coach, we're going to turn you loose. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. We always love hanging with our head coach, XL Primetime. We keep it rolling into the 3 o'clock hour. We're going to drill down on these big college games and then back to you, Jags.
This crowd is electric.
The difference between stepping up and stepping aside can be as simple as being stepped on.
And he is slow to get up.
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah Injury Update on 1010XL.
Jacksonville.
Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Imagine driving a late model Corvette, BMW, Mercedes, Lexus, Honda, Chevy, Ford, and more, all at a fraction of the original sticker price. Visit Vaughn Motor Group's indoor showroom and browse a great selection of dream cars that are inspected with warranties. Before you make your next auto purchase, check out Vaughn Motor Group on San Jose Boulevard or at vaughnmotorgroup.com for a complete inventory listing. If you can dream it, you can drive it at Vaughn Motor Group.
Nia here. You know what I've learned? If your team is losing, you can make yourself a winner with MyBookie. Bet against your team if you have to, if it's going to score you a payout. This weekend, there's a ton of great games once again. Saturday night, Kentucky travels to the Swamp to face the Gators. And Sunday morning, Oh boy, your favorite team is a 5.5-point favorite over the Patriots with a rookie quarterback. I think they can cover it. Do you? It doesn't stop there. Sunday afternoon, you have Lions-Vikings, Texans-Packers, and a Super Bowl rematch between the Chiefs and the 49ers. Then the most bet-on game of the day is Sunday Night Football. The Jets Jets take on the Steelers in Pittsburgh with a 38.5-point total. Give me the under with the Steelers trying to slow the game down. MyBookie still has the double deposit bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit up to $1,000. It's the best deposit sign-up bonus in the industry. Sign up with promo code 1010XL and make yourself a winner with MyBookie.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Fall in Florida. The leaves may not be coming down,
but the prices are at Beard's Diamonds.
It's the buy one, get one on wedding band sale.
All stackables, all right-hand rings, all eternity bands, and more are buy one, get one free.
At the St. John's Town Center or beardsdiamonds.com.
16 years serving great craft beer in Jacksonville is saying something, and that's worth a round of applause. And Bold City Brewery is celebrating. Duval's oldest brewery is set up for a big party October 12th, and you don't want to miss it. Live music all day, great food, giveaways, and growlers galore. In fact, Bold City Brewery will be giving away free pints, and someone's going to win free growler fills for a year. It's all at Bold City Brewery, Roselle Street in Riverside. Check out all the details at boldcitybrewery.com.
When a plumbing or septic emergency happens, you want to have your ducks in a row with a company you can trust. Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services is the #1 company on the First Coast. Check out our reviews online. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists returns with their free bumps and bruises evaluation clinics. Now with 4 locations, these free injury assessments are open to all schools and athletic programs. Saturday mornings from 9 to 10 through October 26th at Cortex Sports Performance in Ponte Vedra, Preferred PT in Fleming Island, and also at Brooks Rehab on Centurion Parkway and Brooks Rehab at World Golf Village.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Introducing Gatorade Water. Alkaline and electrolyte infused for great taste. Gatorade Water, always in motion.
Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. For the athletes who give everything, nothing beats Gatorade, the studied, tested, and proven fuel of the world's greatest athletes. Gatorade Water, proudly supporting high school sports on the First Coast.
This right here is as good as it gets. This is life getting lived without obligations or complications. This is filling your cup and savoring the moment. This is the gift of presence, served to you in a place where there's room for everyone and enough to go around. And the best part, it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Jeff Lagerman here. Now that football season is here, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any of the 27 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions, and more. Napa Auto Care offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace-of-mind warranty on those repairs. Find a Napa Auto Care Center near you. JacksNapaAutoCareGroup.com.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
Family owned and managed for 20 years, Hidden Hills Golf Club boasts a unique and welcoming golfing atmosphere. Visit us at hiddenhillsgc.com to book your next round on our Arnold Palmer signature course. You'll be glad you did.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. Brought to you by Chad and Sandy Real Estate. The Florida Gators hope to flip the script tomorrow night in the Swamp when they take on the Kentucky Wildcats. Wildcats have won 4 of their last 6 meetings, and the Florida Gators are ready to snap the curse. Gators head coach Billy Napier spoke on squaring up against Kentucky's defense.
Consistently one of the better defensive units in our league, and it's a very unique concept relative to other weeks, right? I mean, ultimately they're creating a 4-man rush. They're playing 3 deep, 4 underneath in about, dozens of different ways. A lot of zone. Obviously, there's some situational man coverage. And then here comes the 5-man pressures. Here comes the 6-man pressures. Overall, height, length, and speed on the field, they give everybody fits. This is a tough group for sure.
Gators and Wildcats in the Swamp tomorrow night. Kickoff at 7:45. Listen to the game live on 1010XL. It's 74 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Who lit it up last night? Brought to you by American-Electrical.com.
Oh my goodness! Big Christmas has tied it! The ultimate present under the tree! My goodness! Carries the winning run in game 3. Fry, deep drive, left field. Fry's watching. It is a walk-off home run. David Fry lights up the Cleveland night.
Do I have to start watching baseball, JoJo?
Oh my gosh, I'm at Sunset last night, and I'm with Mets fans. Because Mets-Dodgers were going to be coming up after this game, and it was Yankees-Guardians, and Tony Rosa. There's just a lot of good diehard baseball fans there. Matt is clueless when it comes to stuff like this.
Well, I'm asking you, do I have to start watching it?
Yes, you do. Because I'm telling you what, it's just great theater. And last night, when Cleveland looked like they were on the ropes, let me see if I can give you an example of how it went. Just as far as the way the night unfolded, it's just nuts. Here are the numbers. 8th inning on, New York and the Guardians, Cleveland. I know I need to say Cleveland because people are saying, Guardians? Who are you talking about? Especially if you're not
Just say the Indians.
Yeah. Well, especially if you're a baseball fan that only checks in for the postseason, you may forget it. New York, Cleveland, 8th inning on last night, 7:49 p.m. Aaron Judge game-tying home run. 7:52, Giancarlo Stanton. Go ahead, home run. 8:41 p.m. Noel game-tying home run. 9:01 p.m. David Fry walk-off home run. That is some kind of theater.
Now, why do they call the dude Big Christmas? What's the thing with that?
It's Noel.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a big honking dude, man.
I like that. All right, I like that.
And he thumped. And he bat tossing is allowed these days because that's how great the theater is. And all that crap that we had to go through, whether it was good or not to bat toss or celebrate, bat flip, I should say. My gosh, man. You deliver a shot in a moment like that, you can bat flip your fanny off. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Oh, my gosh. It was great. And then the Dodgers went off.
Well, let me ask you a question. When it comes to bat flipping, I enjoy the great theater, but the pitcher does have the last say, doesn't he?
Yes, it does most of the time. Most of the time, because if they
typically that's how it works.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He's still got ball in hand.
Yeah, he's
going to remember that back talk.
You're going to get a 98 mile an hour knot put on your head if you're not careful. All right, let's get back to these college football games. Back to your Jaguars. It's XL Primetime. Joe C., Matty Hayes, back from Boise, Big Searcy, as we are looking at the big college football games, and then back to your Jags before we are done. But we're talking about the high-stakes games, and we just did our picks, and we were talking about whether or not there's still juice left for Georgia. And honestly, this is that type of game that you see them step up in, that you expect them to rise to the occasion.
In the past, yes.
In the past. Yeah. And so that's kind of where we are. Let's just spend a hot second there, and then we'll get to a couple of other ones. But do they have that? Okay, Carson Beck, last week, he threw for a bunch of yards. There's no doubt about it. But did he do enough, and is he vibing enough with that offense? He does not have big playmakers on the edge right now to deliver the football to it, at least not the way he would like. Can he get it done? This is a marquee.
I actually think they're okay offensively. I think the defense is the problem this year. They're not, and by the problem, look, they feed off their defense, or they have.
Yeah.
Under Kirby, historically
Leon
under
said,
Kirby.
for
Okay,
sure,
that's their defense sets the table every time. All right, that's how you win 2 national championships with Stetson Bennett playing quarterback, because your defense is just so good.
Yeah,
and it just dictates tempo of every game. They're not dictating tempo of games anymore. That's a problem.
Yeah,
that's where their biggest problem is this year. So I don't think it has anything to do with Carson Beck or the offense. I think they're not playing like they have played previously defensively, which is this is the game where you make your statement. Then, right?
Is it youth? I mean,
it's a lot of stuff.
It's 20-some-odd guys in the NFL?
That's your answer.
That's your answer. Well, it's also 24 guys they lost in the portal. 24.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so it's the pro churn, like you said.
Yeah.
You send guys off, and then maybe this is the Kirby effect. And Georgia fan, you guys can hit us on the text line at 641-1010, Design My Life Different Colors. You may not be happy about that, but Kirby may be driving a few guys off.
I don't. Well, here it is. I think majority he's not driving off. I think it's more of, in the past, he would put a guy in to give another guy a blow, 2 or 3 plays, whatever. And that guy, there's very little drop-off at that point because he's got good guys. Now those guys are gone. They left in the portal because they want to play.
Right.
And
so
I think that's the issue. Now you've got a guy that's got to come off the field because he's dying, and you need to throw a guy in there for 2 or 3 plays. That guy gets beat on a deep ball.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
And the developmental part of this, and this is one thing that I think is a real deal in college football. Let's make this the 10-10 take, and then we'll get back to a couple of these other games, because this honestly is a big, big problem.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmaster since 68.
There's a lot of college ball tomorrow. Just order up some Sonny's, go pick it up. They got curbside, they got delivery, they got dine-in, and then you can just watch all that ball and enjoy some delicious barbecue at any one of your area Sonny's. So I believe this, with the transfer portal, with the churn, like we just mentioned with Leon, the number of guys that have gone off into the pros, the portal, the pros, everything has, I think, slowed down development in a big way, because coaches don't necessarily get to have their hands on players for 3 years, where they can take Leon Searcy, take him from a 2-star to a how many time All-American?
Well, I was a first-team All-American.
Okay, yeah. So from a 2-star to a first-team All-American.
Not consensus, but I was first-team.
So that's a good way to put it. From a 2-star to a first-team All-American to a first-round draft pick. One set of coaches, basically, and you can go Coach Kehoe or any of those guys that had their mitts on you and took that piece of clay and molded him. They don't have that anymore because of the exodus and entry of these players going here and there.
Consistency is what you're saying.
Yeah.
The consistency in coaching.
They don't get to see the same guy.
Right.
Well, the mindset of the kid has changed. I knew that when I came to Miami, I had to wait my turn. But in that waiting process, I was going to be developed. So once I got on the field, I wasn't coming off. These kids now, because they get so much grandeur when they're in high school, they want to shine now. They don't want to develop. They see their boys playing their first year, and they want to say, hey, I need to be playing. So guys are interchangeable now. They don't stay the 2 or 3 years to develop to wait for their turn. They want their turn now.
Yeah, I mean, and no matter, by the way, unanimous, not consensus. Sorry, unanimous. No matter what you think of Marvin Jones Jr., he's a good player. And this year, had he not left, when Michael Williams is off the field, you just put Marvin Jones Jr. in there.
Right. And he was in the system. He was up in Athens.
It's like you lose guys like that. You lose corners that can play for you, and by play I mean that can play 20, 25 plays, and there's not much of a drop-off. You lose those guys, and they go start somewhere else.
Well, that's
a problem.
Okay, let's use Alabama and Georgia as an example.
Yes, 100%, both of them, yes.
You're talking about 24 guys that are just saying, hey, a lot of them of quality, just saying, I got to go somewhere else because I want to play now. And the Kalen DeBoer transfer from the Nick Saban regime is what led to those players leaving Tuscaloosa. And Kalen was able to get some to come with him or to him in T-Town. But Kirby, I do think it's wear and tear, the mental stress that Kirby can put
he
you
grinds
under.
on them. Yeah, he
does.
absolutely grinds on them. There's no doubt he does.
Okay, so listen to this. And Leon brought this up.
He admits it.
Yeah, he brought this up earlier this week. Georgia gave up over 300 passing yards and 3 touchdowns to a true freshman in Michael Van Buren, the quarterback from Mississippi State.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that's in just an outlier and they'll clean it up. Yes. and I'm thinking to myself, what is Quinn Ewers or a backup like Arch going to do? I don't know whether they're gonna be able to have their way with.
It was also at home in Athens.
Yeah. So that one was interesting. Beck's already thrown for over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, so he's getting it done. But he also had a couple of interceptions in this game, and that both sides of the ball for Texas pretty solid.
Yeah,
pretty solid.
Like if I was smart and I wasn't like thinking with my heart with Georgia, like I would say Texas is going to win that game because you are what you are, and we've seen what Georgia is right now.
Yeah.
I just think Georgia's going to have one more game where they're like, no, we're stepping up now.
Yeah,
if you lose here, if you're Georgia, you now fall all the way back down behind. Let's just say, well, it doesn't matter whoever wins Tennessee, Alabama. It doesn't matter. You're behind them. You're behind Texas. You're behind. Oh, by the way, Texas A&M.
Right.
You're behind LSU.
Yeah.
You're behind all these teams in the pecking order of getting into that playoff.
Yeah, and let's just say if it is Alabama, then Alabama beat you, so you're even further. You're both 2 losses.
Or even if it's let's say Tennessee beats Alabama, you and Alabama then both have 2 losses, and Alabama beats you.
Yeah. That's what I meant to say.
Then you're number 5 in the league.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say is that 2 losses with the team that beat you.
Yeah.
And you still have Georgia, you still have Tennessee in front of you.
Yeah.
And
Florida. Don't forget that game.
Oh, I know. It was a mammoth game. And
by the way, we've gone an hour and 12 minutes, and we haven't even mentioned them yet.
Well, it's so funny because they're going up against $1 million to win coach in Mark Stoops. And right now, these days in Kentucky, it's $1 million to win, $1 million to loss. It doesn't matter. Either one, he's making $1 million. He can lose to Vandy or beat Vandy. It doesn't matter because it ain't working for old Mark right now these days.
So it's $1 million to win coach against a $1.2 million to win coach. Yeah, you're saying.
Well, yeah, they're both expensive to buy wins with. But Kentucky comes in to Gainesville, and there was a time, I believe they said, it went all the way back to the Reagan administration? The last time Florida had, it was 36 years.
Last time they were
between losses. Between losses.
Oh, between losses.
In Gainesville. I don't know how far back we're going, but it was a heck of a long time ago. And now they're an underdog.
Well, think about this. And you and I were talking this during the break.
Yeah.
So in Florida's 3 big games, power games, or 4 power games at home, right?
Miami, A&M.
Mm-hmm.
And
UCF, which they were a 1-point favorite. Is that what you said, 1-point favorite?
Yeah.
Florida was?
Yeah.
And now they're an underdog against Kentucky. So 3 of the 4 games, they're underdogs at home.
And it's funny because, by the way, I'm sure a texter will remind us of this. UCF and Florida were both favored in that game. It might have closed with Florida as an underdog to UCF. Right. Now, that's the team they beat.
Right.
And they beat them. But the other ones, they got pounded by Miami, got pounded by A&M.
You cannot have a coach that's an underdog in 3 or 4 or 4 home games.
Yeah. And so I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I think most Gator fans looked at that game and said, how did you screw up a chance to rock Rocky Top with one more loss in a game that they were a more than 2 touchdown pick against, and somehow Billy figured out a way to blow that. And so we agree. We would have gone for 2 on that one play.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a heartbeat.
Well, you had to lose.
Yeah. And so
the momentum.
Yeah.
Plus his excuse for it was so bad. Well, they saw our play, and we just, we wanted to give him another chance to play further in the game. Why?
So, Gator fan, let us know what you think happens against Kentucky, 641-1010. FSU, let us know what you think happens against Duke. That game is tonight. Like we said, that saucy earlier, they have never been an underdog to Duke. So you're talking about Florida an underdog at home to the likes of Kentucky. Florida's faced Duke 22 times. They've never been an underdog, and they are an underdog for the first time.
If you're going to fire him, honestly.
Back to Billy, you're talking?
Yeah, if you're going to fire Billy Napier, it's going to be after an ugly loss to Kentucky, and you got 2 weeks to go to Georgia. And whoever it is has 2 weeks to get the thing figured out.
Yeah.
What they're going to do, how they're going to do it.
Do you think they'll promote Chris Farley? The late Chris Farley. Because sometimes
I do not
Austin Armstrong coaches like he's the late Chris Farley. But
I don't know.
Rob Roberts, whoever.
Again, it's the interim president there, President Fox, he's digging in. He's digging in. That's his guy. He hired him. And that's his guy. And he's going to stick with him until basically the Board of Trustees says, no, he's got to go.
Well, yeah, they will have that meeting Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen.
If they lose 26-3 this weekend, then that's going to be that'll be a problem.
And here's the other half of this. As much as I'm not defending Billy Vanilli, there's a little bit of a fake show, fake news up there in Lexington as well, because their offense hasn't done a whole hell of a lot.
True.
They've been pitiful.
Hey, maybe
had chances to win big ball games.
Maybe this is like DJ Lagway's coming out party. Maybe this is like this is your guy now. Ride him.
Right. Yeah.
He wins here. Maybe you get an upset against LSU or Ole Miss. You beat Florida State.
And heck, Brock Vandergriff had himself a pretty good game when you go back to the game against Georgia. They didn't win it, but he had himself a game. So we don't know. But he's not been that guy that they were hoping for. Brock Vandergriff, Brock Glenn, kind of the same right now. And we'll see what DJ Lagway can do.
So they're 3-3, and they will be the underdog in every game the rest of the season. They'll probably be the underdog against Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my guess.
Crazy to think.
So he's gonna need literally 4 upsets to keep his job.
Yeah. Yeah, and that ain't happening. That ain't happening. All right, it's XL Primetime. You guys can hit the text line 641-1010. We keep it rolling. Back to your Jags. And Coach had some serious thoughts when he was on his way out the door, and he's leaning New England in this football game. He chose New England. Yeah. He's leaning. Yeah. He's leaning. That's a tease, man. He's leaning New England. We'll tell you what he thinks coming up in just a second. We're going to start digging in on this game coming up.
Together, one play at a time.
It's the moment the game changed.
Up in the air, it is caught!
Listen for the performance painting high performance play of the game.
Are you kidding me?
On 1010XL. Performance painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, Garber wiggle.
At Garber Auto Mall, we can wiggle it. Best price, we can wiggle it. Best trade value, we can wiggle it. Best payment, we can wiggle it. Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, with 8 American brands, we can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or online at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, Garber wiggle.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Hi, I'm Frank Franti, and I've depended on South State for my banking needs as long as they've been serving Duval. Whether you're saving for retirement, purchasing a home, starting a business, your goals are their commitment. With forward-thinking, personalized banking solutions and best-in-class service, South State is ready to help you navigate your financial journey. Connect at southstatebank.com or drop by any of the 5 local South State offices. South State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Budweiser reminds us to drink wiser, like hydrating between beers. It keeps the fun going longer, and it's a commitment to responsibility. Remember, good times are ahead, so no need to overdo it. Know when to say when, and always designate a driver.
Former Jaguars corner and first-year head football coach at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows, K-12, Aaron Beasley here. Are you looking for an A-rated K-12 school prioritizing academics, arts, and athletics? Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows offers a rigorous curriculum to develop strong minds with an additional focus on growing good hearts. DCSB has been an A school for 8 years, and our tuition is free. Now enrolling. Apply at baymeadowscharter.org.
Frank Franzi here for Bono's Pit Barbecue, and boy, they have outdone themselves with specials this month. If you love mac and cheese, then you've got to try the Mac Attack. Premium mac and cheese topped with your choice of meat. That's right, you can get smoked turkey, pork, brisket, or sausage. If you like things spicy, try the Duval Hot Chicken. Delicious chicken tenders tossed in buffalo sauce. Head to your local Bono's to get the Mac Attack or the Duval Hot Chicken today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Mia O'Brien
is going to be the first woman president of the United States of America.
Catch me weekdays from noon to 2 on Helmets and Heels.
And she could run later this year even, and I would vote for her.
All things Mia are driven by Arlington Toyota on 1010XL.
Hey, Hicken here with a message from Zero Res. Can you believe they've been cleaning carpets in Jacksonville now for 20 years? Dave Benyon and his family and staff are so grateful of things and appreciate you, their great customers. In fact, October's birthday month for Zero Res. So what are we doing for customers? Just say happy birthday, Zero Res, and we'll give you $50 off. That's $50 off carpet, tile, and grout, upholstery, or area rugs. Zero Res, man. Spell it forwards or backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a gravy taster from Jacksonville, Florida, me, Dennis Mosley. Hi, Ken. Okay, Dennis. 100 plumbers surveyed, top answer on the board. What does it mean if someone says your home has hard water?
It's made of ice? Let's see. Hard water. Oh, is it club soda mixed 4-to-1 with vodka?
Last chance, Dennis. What is hard water?
Oh, is it that lime scale stuff that makes my taps all crusty?
That's right, Dennis. And a water treatment system from Bueller Air and Plumbing will eliminate troublesome lime scale deposits that can ruin your expensive appliances and let your neighbors know for sure that you are cool.
I wonder if I can get me a gin and tonic faucet.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Discover the difference that local expertise makes at First Coast Lighting and Fans. Visit their showroom at the Avenues and browse high-quality products to match your desire for elegance, quality, and uniqueness at First Coast Lighting and Fans.
Frank Frangie here. There are trucks, and then there's the truck, GMC Sierra, with available features like the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. Nimnik Buick GMC has the largest inventory of GMC Sierras in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. This month, save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierra 1500s or enjoy rates as low as 0% APR financing. Head to Nimnik GMC today. GMC, we are professional grade.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's Florida Home AC Friday on XL Primetime.
Hit the text line with some cool rock requests.
All you got to do is load up and hit RJ, the DJ, up 641-1010 and throw some rock suggestions his way. We will end with our anthem at the top of the hour as we are hanging out. Florida Home AC, official AC provider of the Jaguars. They definitely take care of Joe C. Love C. Daddy and all of them over there, that's for sure, as they are having a big time. Well, they're having a big time besides the actual Sunday game. A lot of fans from Duval made the trip over to London, and hopefully they will be able to pick up a win this Sunday as opposed to that Sunday. I got to throw a couple of them at you, and I'm going to ask you to go back in time, Leon, if you don't mind. But this series sucks for Jacksonville. When you think of the historic way New England was a dominant team forever. We know that. Mm-hmm. And you know better than anybody, AFC Championship game setting. You've been up there in playoff atmospheres, be it the wild card round, the divisional round. I was up there for those games, so I know how big they were. But Jacksonville's only beaten New England twice in 14 tries. They're 2-12. Do you remember the game overtime? Take us back to 1996. Can you remember?
You're talking about the game we played them in the regular season.
Yeah, New England.
Yeah, we lost to them by a field goal, didn't we?
Yeah, I want to say it might have been 30-27. I need to look it up here.
Yeah, it was a close game. I remember it. They weren't quite the Patriots, like as we know them of the the 2000s. But they were a good team. They were a solid team. Was Bledsoe the quarterback then? I'm trying to think of who the quarterback was.
If you go back, 1996, New England Patriots beat the Jags in the championship game by a score of 20-6.
20-6.
And then during the regular season, I'm just going back and looking to see if I can find the score.
Mm-hmm.
Decent ball game back and forth. But, yeah, 20-6 was that one.
Yeah, 26 the AFC Championship.
That was a good game, too, the 26 game.
It was.
Yeah, we had too many turnovers.
And it was the pick in the back of the
end zone.
Yeah.
Special teams, a mishap. I think James Stewart might have fumbled the ball in the game, something crazy like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there was a power outage. You remember that, Brian? There was a power outage in the game. All the lights went off in the stadium, right? And one side was on, and the other side stayed dark.
That crappy stadium.
Yeah, the stadium was terrible.
Yeah.
But all the lights went out initially. And then the lights came on, the scoreboard came on. Their side was lit.
This is the beginning of Belichick with the Spygate.
Did
That's
they
exactly
have,
what's going on.
I think there was a situation with the Patriots in the playoffs where they had the communications and the other team didn't.
That was us.
Was that game?
Our coaching staff had to come out of the box and get on the field because their equipment wasn't working either. But on the other side of the field, they were working just fine.
So
that was the start. That was the start right there, bro.
Yeah. Even before Belly and Spygate, there was some shenanigans going on.
Bro, and it was cold as hell up there too, bro.
See, I was not up there for that one.
Our heaters were off too, bro.
I remember Lamb saying he thought
Parcells turned your heaters off?
Bro, I'm telling you, bro.
God.
I remember Lamb saying he thought he was going to freeze to death.
Really?
Yeah, he thought he had frostbite on his toes waiting because the Old Memorial, and there were some things that failed up there, that's
for sure.
I remember them talking about that.
Was a dump.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Just in the locker rooms.
And
not suitable for mankind.
No, and I'm sure there are probably Jaguar fans that have been there since day one that probably made the trip up for that game. But, yeah, I'd been up there for the other two playoff games, and it is a great atmosphere. For the longest time, it was one road in, one road out. Got a classic story about getting in a car with this crazy dude that because I got on the train and went too far, went to Wapple because I couldn't understand what the heck the guy was. Had an accent. It totally threw me off. But it is a cool atmosphere. It really is. So let's hit these numbers. And we asked for, your initial thought. You guys threw those out. But let's hit a couple of other things. Will they get to Drake? Because Drake can move a little bit. He starts off slow like a giraffe, but he actually can move. He actually had a couple of rushes the other day against the Houston Texans. He was able to at least run for positive yards. Also threw for nearly 250, threw for 3 touchdowns, threw it away a couple of times, had 2 picks. Took 4 sacks in this ball game. So he's a guy that's just now getting out there. You're getting some tape on him. He also is a guy that may not be 100% healthy, but the Pats with him obviously look like or feel like they've got a chance a little bit more than Jacoby Brissett. So against this secondary, he probably will.
He probably will, yeah. I mean, this would be awful. We lose back-to-back to rookie quarterbacks in London. It would be terrible. I mean, it's a feat that we could accomplish now, the way we've been playing, especially against Chicago.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Drake May is not Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, he's got wheels, he's got arm, and he's been elevating week after week. He's been getting better and better.
Yeah, he's just progressed.
Yeah, he's progressed. I mean, you're talking about a guy right now, and Drake May is only making his second start.
Mm-hmm.
His second start at quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, no productivity on offense. Now, the defense, they've struggled stopping the run, giving them big passes. I mean, I think Coach Campbell said they're like 31st in the NFL as far as pass defense goes. So, I mean, with the weapon, you would think with the weapons that we have, that we can at least throw the ball over and protect well.
But both of these teams give up a lot of yards to receivers, and they give up a lot of good passer ratings.
Mm-hmm.
Both defenses. That's why one's minus 60 in points, the other one's minus 65 in points. Patriots are letting running backs get an average of 5 yards per carry. They gave up 7.8 to Mixon this past week. He had one big run, but still it did pile up. And so bottom line is DeMario Douglas had nearly 100 yards, touchdown, 6 grabs. So he's a guy that they're going to have to control and try and neutralize. Hunter Henry, just remember the nightmarish performance this defense put on against Cole Kmet this past week. Hunter Henry is also going to be one of those big tight end targets that's going to be hard to handle.
I just I look at this thing and I don't know how you respond from a 20-point loss like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you already were in a hole. And it was already, look, this is it. We have to turn it around now, and you lose by 20. I don't know how you respond from that. I don't know how mentally they're going to get up from that. So that's my biggest thing. Like, they have a better roster, but how many times have we said this year, you got a better roster?
Right.
How many times have we said that?
Yeah.
And, the way they played in that Bears game, It's embarrassing.
Yeah,
embarrassing.
And less than 21 points in 5 of 6 games. So offensively, they
were less than 21 points because they kept dropping touchdown passes.
I agree. But like we said, there's a number of things. This defense is really starting to rival some of the worst defenses that this team's ever had because of their inability to apply pressure to the quarterback and inability to cover. And let's just say, without that pressure, cover for a heck of a long time. Yeah.
Plus, they want to play a man. You can't play a man defense like that when you don't get pressure. Simple as that.
No.
But that's who they are.
Right.
So then when they try and play zone, that's not who they are, and they're out of position.
Yeah. Well, and here's another one on the other side. The New England Patriots, 4 passing plays of 20 or more yards in Week 6, which was tied for 6th in the league. So they definitely have given up their plays. Their share of big plays, and it's just a matter of getting to Drake May and making sure they don't get to Trevor, honestly. And Trayvon, Josh Hines, Allen, whoever you want to put up there. Eric Armstead popped up on the injury report yesterday, and it wasn't even veterans rest. It was an actual injury. Let me pull that up and make sure. The injury report will be coming out a little bit later on today, so we'll get a better idea of who else is going to be available or not available for the football team. Tyson Campbell's still limited. I don't think you're going to see him. I wouldn't expect that you're going to see him. But, where does it come from? Where are they going to be able to make something happen?
Well, I think actually the way they can help that defense is they can run the ball and they can get like extended 5, 6, 7 minute drives, right? You can get that. Let's say you take the ball, you go right down the field, 5, 6, 7 minutes, you score 7-0. Then your defense is fired up, and you get lucky. You get a 3 and out.
Sure.
Then you get another drive, and you score again. That's what I was saying last week. Just score early. Score early. Get a good series from your defense. Score again, and then the other guy's chasing.
Yeah,
And when someone's chasing in the NFL, that's a difficult place to be in.
They have played with the lead.
You're much more predictable at that point.
Yeah, they have played with the lead really that first week, and that's about it. 14-0. They
looked good.
They let Deshaun.
It looked good.
Right? Think about it. They let Deshaun and them come down the field and take control. Obviously, they let Josh Allen take control. They let Flacco take control. They let Caleb take. Well, actually, this team did go up 3-0. First points in the first quarter. Whew. Oh, all right. That's where we are. You guys
should have been 7-0, but we can say should have been 7-0 probably every game.
Yeah, a number of times. All right. If you've got the controls and you can tell us how it's going to go down, 641-1010. You can just hit us on the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, before we are done.
Looking for a new vehicle? Take a look at Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville. Now's the time to save big. Choose from more than 250 new and over 1,000 used and certified pre-owned vehicles on the lot, or shop anytime at JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com. Hyundai has one of the top warranties in the business. Lifetime, powertrain, and 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, plus 3 years free maintenance on a new vehicle. Give them the chance to earn your business today on Atlantic Boulevard or at JenkinsHyundaiofJacksonville.com.
I'm Chris Campione. In a world of big box law firms with satellite offices, there's something special about having a local legal team that cares about you and your community. We're not just lawyers, we're your neighbors. We understand the unique challenges facing the Jacksonville community because we live here too. At Campione Law, Campione Cares isn't just a tagline, it's our commitment to you. Campione Law, your trusted lawyers after an accident. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Call State Farm agent Tiffany Mapp in Jacksonville at 683-8368.
Pre-Game Friday is brought to you by MyBookie
and Dream Finders Homes
on 1010XL.
Are spooky plumbing problems haunting your home this Halloween? Don't be scared. Call Duck Duck Rooter, your ghost-busting plumbing heroes.
Hi there, I'm Brian, your friendly plumber. Is your toilet making ghostly groans, or is your sink dripping like a vampire's fangs?
Don't let plumbing problems give you the heebie-jeebies. Call Duck Duck Rooter at 904-862-6769 and chase those spooky issues away.
Duck Duck Rooter, because even plumbing nightmares deserve a happy ending. Quacktastic service guaranteed.
Are you tired of having a plain and boring backyard? Really want to impress your family and friends this year? Then stop by Stone Core on Phillips Highway. Imagine hosting guests at your new outdoor kitchen, relaxing by your custom-built fireplace under a brand new pergola. Stone Core can also remodel your old pool deck and beautiful new pavers. Make your backyard wishes a reality. Visit Stone Core on Phillips Highway and let's get started at stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting. This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 18, 2009, NFL quarterback Tom Brady threw 5 second quarter down touchdowns against the Tennessee Titans, setting an NFL record for touchdown passes in 1 quarter.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Nia here. You know what I've learned? If your team is losing, you can make yourself a winner with MyBookie. Bet against your team if you have to, if it's going to score you a payout. This weekend, there's a ton of great games once again. Saturday night, Kentucky travels to the Swamp to face the Gators. And Sunday morning, oh boy, your favorite team is a 5.5-point favorite over the Patriots with a rookie quarterback. I think they can cover it. Do you? It doesn't stop there. Sunday afternoon, you have Lions-Vikings, Texans-Packers, and a Super Bowl rematch between the Chiefs and the 49ers. Then the most bet-on game of the day is Sunday Night Football. The Jets Jets take on the Steelers in Pittsburgh with a 38.5-point total. Give me the under with the Steelers trying to slow the game down. MyBookie still has the double deposit bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit up to $1,000. It's the best deposit sign-up bonus in the industry. Sign up with promo code 1010XL and make yourself a winner with MyBookie.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Googa Nation, it's Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here to tell you this is no dream. The folks at Dreamfinders Homes right now have an unbeatable interest rate for you. You may not think you can afford a Dreamfinders home. Well, think again. Take advantage of a 2.99% year one rate. I said it, 2.99%. 15 Jacksonville communities to choose from. Find that dream house and take advantage of an unbeatable rate. Move now, literally. Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson said today in London that barring any setbacks, cornerback Tyson Campbell should be cleared and good for the game against the Patriots. Campbell has missed the past 5 games with a hamstring injury. Meanwhile, Peterson said today that running back Travis Etienne Jr. will be a game day decision as he manages a hamstring injury. Peterson expressed confidence this week in Tank Bigsby if Etienne can't go.
Tank has shown that he can handle the load. We'll try to load him up as much as we can.
Jags-Patriots, Sunday morning at 9:30. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, well, my takeaway is that the one thing I know about football players is they hold toughness, being physical, on a mantle. And the Jaguars had one of their teammates say they were quitters. All right, you don't want to be called a quitter or be soft in this league. So I want to see how this Jaguars team is going to respond to that. The fact that you're going to be going against back-to-back rookie quarterbacks in London where you're supposed to shine, I want to see if this team is going to respond to what Cisco said about them. That's my takeaway.
I never got a chance to respond to that. I don't mind that he did that. In fact, I like it, actually. And I know he probably should have said names, should have, you name names, should have named names, right? Mm-hmm. But I liked it. I liked him calling them out. I don't have a problem with that.
Leon said, you say, I'm not going to put words in your mouth.
Yeah, but
you got to name names.
No, you got to be. You got to be. Yeah, no. First of all, that everybody's not privy to what should be going on in the locker room. And if you got a problem with a player not playing up to his fullest, then you're supposed to go to that man to man. And let's just say this.
Maybe he did.
Well, maybe he did, but
maybe it didn't change.
Let me just say this: Cisco is in no.
I completely agree.
In no neighborhood.
Yep.
To be calling anybody a quitter.
I completely agree.
And so,
okay.
when you say you don't mind when if he does it, like he might have started in the locker room. We don't know that. But Doug Peterson also said he wasn't going to talk to him about it. So you got one guy calling guys out in public, another guy, the head coach, saying he's not even going to talk to him about it. That is a mess. That is a hot mess.
Which kind of leads me to my takeaway is, look, the Bears aren't the Chiefs, all right? The Bears probably aren't going to make the playoffs. They absolutely dismantled this team last week. That's a glaring red flag, I think, for everyone. And then Cisco says that. Mm-hmm. And then the head coach says, I'm not even going to talk to the guy who said that. This team is in dire straits right now. Like you said earlier in the show, I'm not sure they're going to win again. I'm not sure they're going to win again this year.
Yeah, and I had that feeling once before, but I also knew there was a master plan, that it was a wrap. And that they
on purpose, right?
Yeah, on purpose. This one just looks like it has gone off the rails in a way I never, ever expected. And I thought, I've said this for a while, and I'll make it my takeaway. I thought Doug Peterson was the most professional hire this team had made since Tom Coughlin. I still might be right, but it is coming off the rails in year 3. It sucks to go from 9-8 playoff win, coming from 27 down, all the euphoria of that. Doug saying in that offseason, we can't just make it 1 year. Duval deserves more than that. And then they go 9-8 again, and we all know what happened. And they finished 1-5. They started 1-5. That is a sucky way to basically run a football team. That is a better football team than what they're putting out on the football field right now.
So I'm gonna go off the rails right here. They go 9-8 again and don't make the playoffs. Who you do with Doug?
You got to keep him.
You mean if they have some kind of crazy run?
Crazy. I'm off the rails right now. That's where I'm at. Yeah. I'm off the rails.
He admitted it.
I am. Craziness.
You're way more than off the rails. You're like in some kind of la-la land.
I like it when he gets la-la every once in a while.
All right, so like in la-la land. They go 9-8 but don't make the playoffs. Do you keep him? Yeah, I think you keep him. I think you keep him because he figured out how to turn it around.
No question about it. But right now, it does not appear. You read up on anything that happened up in Philadelphia, and it just kind of really got funky down the stretch. And it, even though this isn't even really down the stretch, this is much earlier than down the stretch. Like we said, I not only want to hand out Halloween candy, I want to eat all of my Halloween candy before I ever start talking about the draft. I want to eat the last bit of peanut M&Ms
this week,
like the ones that might have been stale. You know, I want to eat all of that before I start talking about the draft. And here we are. We might be coming in Monday, and Leon will in our show thread on Monday. We'll go. with the first pick in the 2025. And he'll do it just to gig us a little bit. All right.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So this is the injury report that just came out with your Jacksonville Jaguars over in London as they get ready for that game with the Bears at Wembley. So you've got Eric Armstead, limited the first couple of days with the injury report with a shoulder. He practiced full today. Gabe Davis with a knee, also limited first 2 days, practiced full today. Evan Ingram, exact same thing with the hammy. He went full. Still limited is Travis Etienne. He is listed as questionable. Anton Harrison practicing full the whole week. Tyson Campbell limited the entire week and is listed as questionable. So that's where they are right now. And we'll find out whether or not they'll be able to get those guys out. Evan Ingram, 10 of 10. 10 targets, 10 catches, over 100 yards. But he got that ball punched out one time. Mm-hmm. And you know what's got to be driving him crazy? Because he just got back to where he was in a position to start making plays for this football team. Brian Thomas, Gabe Davis, and Christian Kirk were all held under 50 yards receiving this past week. That's a good Bears D, like we said. But they were missing a couple pieces of their secondary. They can't have it. All right. Prediction. How's it go?
Patriots.
Ooh.
Wow, you finally know it's
you
it.
Savage.
You've finally fallen off now.
Yeah, I'm done.
Wow.
My detachment emotionally.
Because you were 6 weeks straight, Jack.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gone. I'm an analyst. I'm no longer emotionally attached.
You're no longer a fan. You are now an analyst.
I'm no longer emotionally attached. No. I had to distance myself.
Yeah, I think from here out, teams are just going to say, look, let's just let them implode.
Yeah.
Let's just play smart, not do anything dumb, not take any weird, statistical chances. Just play football, and they'll eventually implode.
Well, I look at it like they are not going to win too many.
I'm taking the Patriots, by the way.
Yeah, you are. That's why I was just making sure.
It's the only guy that took the Bears last week.
And you did. You picked Chicago. I looked at him like, and then Coach got up today, and he goes, you know what scares me? We haven't talked about this game hardly at all. Meaning he thinks most people think it's going to be a win.
He was saying, yeah. He haven't talked about the Patriots.
He said we haven't talked about this game hardly at all, and so most people do think this is a dub because of how bad New England is. Well, these are two bad football teams. Okay, they're 31st and 32nd in a lot of categories,
but their roster is terrible.
They're terrible. I think Jacksonville wins this game. I do think they win. They're a decided favorite, if there's such a thing, in Duval these days. But they should and will win this game. But I still can go right back to that feeling Sunday where I felt like it was just done, cooked. So there's every reason for them to be able to win this football game. Better quarterback, more experience, more weapons, on and on and on. Both teams give things up defensively, but that team gives up just as much, and Jacksonville should be able to score somewhere in the 20s and win this football game. Will they? Will they? All right, you're upset for tomorrow. What you got?
I thought you were just going to say you're upset.
Because you've already called.
All right, hang on. My upset's going to be is they're going to get the first pick, they're going to trade back, and they're going to get Will Campbell, and they're going to get Cameron Williams.
Forget about all that. We got
Cameron Williams inside the guard.
Let me eat my candy, please. You're upset you've already called Miami, going down to Louisville.
I'm going to tell you another one. Purdue is going to scare the hell out of Oregon tonight.
I can get
Purdue is not a good team, okay?
No, they're not.
Oregon's coming off a big win. They got to travel across the country. It's a short week. They're going to be like, all right, let's just go in there and get rid of this game. And Purdue should have beaten Illinois last week. They're getting better. They're not that good of a team, but they're getting better. And Hudson Card's a pretty good player.
Mm-hmm.
My upset, LSU at Archie.
Oh, you're right there with me because I'm sitting there. I'm wondering about that game. Mm-hmm. And even though who is it? Blake Bell has done a good job defensively for LSU.
Blake Bell's the belldozer.
Yeah.
Blake Baker.
Whatever his name is, Blake Baker. He's a guy with like two last names. Totally throws me off. And so he has done a good job, but they're still outside of the top 100.
Yeah, they're still iffy. Although they played really well against Ole Miss last week. They played really well.
Yeah, but that's a trap game right there. Yes. After that big victory against Ole Miss.
And A&M coming up next.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm with you. You and I are on the same wavelength there.
You could conceivably get Georgia winning that game at Texas, Arkansas beating LSU, and Tennessee beating Alabama, and then all of a sudden the SEC's like starting to eat each other then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it'll get very interesting.
It's honestly what we expect. And this year, I think we actually do deserve or owe some credit to teams that deserve it. The SEC is deeper and better. Obviously, they just invited 2 newbies in.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the other ones. It used to be, hey, every Saturday you never know what's going to happen in the SEC. Now you actually don't this year, which is pretty entertaining. Now, is there another upset out there? I'm going to ask the truth teller about it.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers, the exclusive provider of BioTarget regenerative therapy for pain. Visit GoBioTarget.com for a location near you.
I never know whether the truth teller's in a good mood or not.
What do you mean?
I never
I'm always
know.
in a good mood, especially when my teams haven't played.
Right, I never know because sometimes that team could get to him. Okay,
Right.
So I
Noel's getting him tonight.
Yeah,
we're in agreement. Noel's getting him tonight.
Big upset tonight?
Yeah.
Is that the big upset?
So let me give it to you, okay?
Over Manny?
I'll just give this to you because I know you're a fountain of information, but this one caught me. FSU has beaten Duke all 22 meetings.
Right.
They're 22-0. This is the only team in the Power Four that has beaten that other team every single time without a loss.
Incredible.
Since 1936. Never been done.
Yeah.
Is there an upset tonight? I know you don't have to give it away right now. You got 2 hours to tell everybody.
If you forced me to, if you stuck a gun to my head,
yeah,
okay, or put a beer in front of me and said I couldn't drink it unless I made a pick,
yeah,
take a Duke.
Yeah.
How can I pick Florida State? I mean, they've quit.
I dig it.
You know, the Jaguars aren't the only team around here who's quit. Yeah. Just look at that Florida State defensive line and the way that they've played and the penalties that they commit and the drop balls and the running the wrong routes and, you know, a huge play and you have 12 guys on the field and you get a face mask on a 3-and-out punt return. I mean, I'm going to have to pick the smart kids at Duke.
Yeah, Manny's.
I wasn't even going to talk about the game.
Yeah.
I was going to go 2 hours tonight and not even mention this game.
Right. Well, tell everybody what you're going to do.
No. I mean, I got bigger concerns than, as I said to Matt Hayes last week, okay, if they don't care, why should I care? Why should Florida State fans care if they don't care? And this is an ongoing problem. You start with Tony Bennett. I think coaching is going to be so incredibly difficult, not only in the NFL, as we're seeing here with Doug Peterson, but when you're a college coach now, you got to change your whole way and your entire approach with the NIL and everything that's going on. These kids would just pick up and go from one spot to another. Nuts. I think we're going to have more coaching turnover in the next couple of years in college football than we've ever seen. So we'll get into that. Pete Prisco thinks, like I do in a lot of these fronts when it comes to what the Jaguars need to do. So I'm going to have him on at 4:20. I got a couple of other possible surprises that could come up. I do want to rerun the Tim Brando interview because I thought he was really good this past week talking about a lot of stuff that's going on in the SEC, including that ongoing story, which I just love. As powerful as the SEC is, can you imagine if Texas comes in and wins that championship in the first year?
Yeah, it's not. They won't know how to handle it. They're outsiders.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Now, I still think Texas has got the choke vibe. I don't know if it'll be this weekend against Georgia. But what a weekend for college football. And, it begins tonight with that Florida State Duke game.
They could get to 11-0 and get all the way to that last game against A&M and losing College State.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
quite
absolutely.
Possible. All right, Ricky B., enjoy it.
Have a great night. Or afternoon,
listening.
I should say.
Yep, 4 to 6 after at Baloo Tintin XL, and of course 4 to 6 into the night. We are done. We say thanks to Florida Home AC Friday. We've made some picks. We'll find out who's right, who's wrong. We enjoyed it with all of you. If you missed any of the show, just go back and just hit us on YouTube. Search Tintin XL and play XL Primetime. Big Searcy, Matty Hayes, Joe C, and RJ. We'll talk to you Monday.
Come on, Joe. That ain't